Now the title makes it sound pretty clear that the answer is no, but that's not exactly what I meant by no plants. When I said no plants, I didn't literally mean no plants as in we can't plant anything. I meant no plants as in no real plants. So that just leaves us with mushrooms, grave buster, and flower pot. Why not just call it only mushrooms? Simple, because that's not as good as a title. There is of course going to be one exception to this challenge, and that's going to be Coffee Bean. You see, the entire challenge would be completely impossible without him, so I had to break the rule just a little bit. I'm also going to be counting how many times I die throughout the playthrough, so you know how hard each level is and what the hardest zone is. So today, we answer the question nobody's ever asked. Can you beat Plants vs. Zombies without plants? We're 5 seconds into this challenge, and I already regret it. Early game on day levels are rough. Basically, we're forced to lose 2 or 3 lawnmowers on every single level in early game just to get our sun economy going. But once we have a row or 2 of scaredy shrooms, it's basically over on every single level. Almost every day level played exactly the same, so I'm just going to talk about the notable ones. 1.5 was one up on, which is always pretty fun, but the real problem started with 1.7. The first 3 flag level was a bit rough, honestly. There were a lot of coneheads and pole vaulters. Pole vaulters can easily be baited with puff shroom, but when coneheads start spawning every single wave, it gets to be a bit of a problem. 1.8 had a lot of bucket heads. I mean, this is the level that they're introduced in. They're kind of annoying to deal with just because of how much health they have. It makes them pretty tough to take down. 1.9 being 3 flags, I decided to swap out Doom Shroom for Magnet Shroom, and I'm really glad I did because there were so many bucket heads in this level. It was ridiculous. But overall, today was a pretty easy world and kind of serves as a warm-up for the later worlds. With 0 losses, we move on to World 2. Night was an absolute joke. This was definitely the easiest world in the entire challenge. 2-1, I had the luckiest picks in human history. I got triple mushrooms, only for my game to crash and my recording to corrupt. But I did another run, and I also got double mushrooms, so I'm fine with that. Honestly, 2-1 was probably the easiest level in the entire game. 2-2 was a cakewalk also, basically just making me swap out Ice Shroom with Magnet Shroom because of bucket heads. 2-3 was another really easy level. Only thing of note was that I missed one zombie on the final wave with a Doom Shroom, which made me very angry. 2-4 was basically just 1.7 but easier because it's nighttime now, we don't have to worry about Coffee Bean, and also screen doors do not pose a threat at all because Fume Shrooms just erase them from existence. On 2.5, I did only use Grave Buster to keep with the theme, but it doesn't even really matter because we can skip this level since it's a minigame. 2.6 is the first level to have football zombies in it. This changes literally nothing. Just use Magnet Shrooms, that's all I have to say. Now 2.7 is really interesting, because if you remember my last Plants vs. Zombies challenge video where I played New Game Plus without Sun Producers, which you should definitely check out by the way, you'll remember that this is one of the hardest levels in the entire run. Now, unsurprisingly, when you have an entire row of Magnet Shrooms on a level that's just screen doors and football zombies, it's gonna be pretty easy. I have literally nothing to say about 2.8, besides the fact that I accidentally used a walnut in the beginning of the level, which you can see with the refresh counter. But other than that, this is just another night level. Dude, I'm actually running out of things to say for these levels. After playing through Night this entire time, all of the levels completely mushed together into just this massive hodgepodge of mid. My brain was genuinely so fried at this point that in the halfway through the level, I just stopped paying attention to the gameplay and started watching Max Design Pro. Yes, I was that bored. 2.10 is the only conveyor belt level that's able to be completed with our rule set. But with that, we finally get out of this snooze fest of a world and move on to World 3. Pool is where the real problems start. Due to our rule set, we aren't able to use lily pads at all. But this is where the MVP of the rest of the challenge comes in. Gloom Shroom is the only way for us to damage aquatic zombies, so we have to bring him in every single level moving forward. Not only this, but losing Gloom Shrooms can prove fatal, as 3-1 is the first level I lost in the entire game. I beat it second try though, so it's not that bad. 3-2 was a really funny level to me, because it proves that coneheads are truly the most threatening zombie to Gloom Shroom strats. Actually threatening zombies like bucket heads and football zombies can easily be taken care of with Magnet Shroom. But coneheads are just tough enough to be able to eat through Gloom Shrooms without dying, but also can't be magneted, so they're actually a bit of a threat in this level. Still beat this one first try though. You know, contrary to what you may think, 3-3 is actually one of the worst levels in the game. You know, I died on this level the first time I tried playing it because a zombie went in my Sun Shroom row. That is all it takes for you to lose a level. I wasn't recording though, so you're just gonna take my word for it. Because of Snorkel Zombies though, we're forced to use slow recharging sea shrooms as meat shields for them. And these guys can eat fast. There were multiple times during this level where I had to Doom Shroom then, because I had like no mowers. I also had an extremely close call with Sea Shroom on cooldown, but I did beat this level second try. I'm starting to notice a trend with these level 4s in challenge videos, because I swear they are always the worst. 3-4 is the worst level we've encountered so far. There are so many zombies in this level. I must have died 15 times in early game because it's so unbelievably hard to set up Gloom Shrooms with how many zombies there are. To a point where I needed to swap out Doom Shroom with Scaredy Shroom just because of early game. This is definitely the most stressful level in the entire game. But somehow, Scaredy Shroom actually worked out. With a catch though. You see, I had to use a ton of ad mowers on this level because it is genuinely ridiculous. It's 4 flags of bucket heads and snorkel zombie spam. What do you want me to do? It is of course possible, but this is definitely the hardest level so far. 3-5 was fun because I could actually consistently kill snorkel zombies for once. That's good enough for me. 3-6 was actually surprisingly easy. Zombonius can easily be Doom Shroom, and when Doom Shroom's on cooldown, Gloom Shrooms can still take them down pretty consistently. So honestly, this level is pretty easy. I cannot say the same for 3-7, however, as this is Snorkel Zombie's grand return. Our faith. I have no clue how I did it though, but I actually beat this level first try. Not to say this level is easy by any means, it's still extremely difficult, it's just much easier than 3-4. I realized halfway through the level though, that Fume Shroom can actually work as a standalone plant to supplement with Gloom Shroom, almost like how I was using it for the first 2 worlds of the game. Zombonis were also much more threatening here too, as when they crushed my Gloom Shrooms a Buckethead or Snorkel could sneak through. Snorkels were a non-issue though because of Doom Shroom though, so this level wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. 3-8 was actually surprisingly easy. Dolphins are much easier to deal with than Snorkel Zombies, because you can bait their jump with the Sea Shroom as soon as they land in the pool, and then they're just a normal zombie after that. Honestly, this level was pretty fun, because it wasn't as stressful as some of the other pool levels, but it was still challenging enough to keep me on my toes. 3-9 was definitely the easiest 4-flag level in pool, mostly because I was blessed by RNGesus with Coffee being in my Dave picks, so I was able to use Scaredy Shroom and Doom Shroom at the same time. And Zombonis weren't that much of a threat because they only managed to crush 1 row through the entire level because there weren't that many spawning, so I just managed to Doom Shroom the rest of them. And again, Dolphin Zombies aren't threatening either because of Sea Shroom. The real problem in this level was really the bucket heads because how many of them there were and how much health they have. But honestly, I beat this level first try, it's still not that bad. 3-10 is that one level where stuff happens and things die. You know, a lot of zombies die, there's a lot of plants, and you kill the zombies. That's all that 3-10 is. You just plant some things and kill some zombies. Anyways, with all that said, let's move on to World 4, Fog. World 4 is pretty simple for the most part. On 4-1, I brought Gloom Shroom only to realize I don't even really need him for the most part. As Sea Shroom, hold up, why did I write the most part twice? You don't say that, like, twice in one sentence. Anyways, Sea Shrooms do aquatic damage decently, so Gloom Shroom's not even really that necessary. 4-2 is a very simple level, just some standard Magnet Shroom action, nothing too crazy. I mean, it's literally just Jack-in-the-Box zombies and football zombies, so of course you're gonna use Magnet Shroom. Pretty fun, though. 4-3 introduces Balloon Zombies, which proved to be a bit threatening because Doom Shrooms can only kill everyone every once in a while due to their very long cooldown. But this level is still much easier than it was on No Sunflowers. I did lose a lot of lawnmowers though. 4-4 proves to be a garbage level once again, as there are so many balloon zombies in this level, it's not even funny. I died in my first attempt playing because of just how many of them there were, to a point where I was forced to buy Imitator just to bring extra Doom Shrooms. Double Doom worked out pretty well though, so I managed to beat the level second time. But let me tell you about this final wave. 4 Dolphin Zombies spawned! 4! That is ridiculous! But overall, this level wasn't too bad. It was much easier than it was on No Sunflowers. There's no debate about that, but it still was a bit difficult. I don't even want to talk about what happened on 4-5. And I obviously beat it the next try because I wasn't playing like my IQ was 59 anymore. There is very little to talk about on 4-6. It's just that Digger Zombies are introduced, that's it. 4-7 really wants to be a difficult level, but because Magnet Shroom exists, it's an absolute joke. Like, it's Diggers, Buckets, and Jacks. Like, that is very simple to take down with Magnet Shroom. So this level is pretty easy. 4-8 follows the exact same formula as 4-6 and 4-7. You just use Magnet Shroom and you win. But 4-9 was actually decently challenging for the most part, as the amount of balloon zombies was ridiculous, like probably even worse than 4-4. Even with Double Doom, I still died on my first attempt. But the second attempt went a lot smoother, there was a lot less, so I won pretty easily that time. 4-10 is the level with the Yeti zombie, and here's another little fun fact about this level. This is the only level 10 in the entire game to gain an extra flag in New Game Plus. But other than a little trivia, there's not much to this level. But with that all the way, we move on to the finale of this challenge, Roof. I honestly was not prepared for how stressful Roof would be. But before I get into 5-1, I just want you guys to all do me one tiny little favor real quick. Never, under any circumstances, use Fume Shroom as your main attacker for any level. This was awful. Like, I actually was terrible. I don't know what I was thinking, it was just bad. I still beat this level first try though, because Doom Shroom's clutch is just so unbelievably hard. Doom Shroom's probably the best mushroom in the game. Actually, probably tied with Gloom. Yeah, but it's still very, very good. 5-2 was actually pretty easy because I used my last 7 brain cells to decide to use Gloom Shroom instead of just using normal Fume like I did on 5-1. I also decided to use Coffee Bean on Puff Shroom for kind of effective early game defense, not gonna lie. 5-3 just made me swap out Puff Shroom for Magnet Shroom due to ladder zombies. Which, can we talk about that ladder zombies real quick? Why do they get slower when their ladders are removed? Shouldn't it be the other way around? I mean, it's like a big metal ladder. Like, you would think it would slow them down and that they would become faster afterwards, but no, I guess it's the opposite. This is completely unrelated to the video, but I just spent like 10 minutes trying to fix my mic quality, only to realize it was because I was connected to a Discord call. Anyways, moving on to 5-4, it was pretty similar to 5-3, just with more zombies and more Magnet Shroom action. I also had to leave out Doom Shroom, which is very upsetting to me, but we beat the level just fine first try. I still really wanted to make zombies go boom, but it's whatever. I don't even really need to talk about 5-5 since it's a conveyor belt level, it's an exemption challenge, I just want to anyways. Anyways, 5-5 is Bungee Blitz, which is actually much harder than I remember it being in this level. Like, I swear, this run, it was really difficult for like no reason. I got 0 cherry bombs throughout the entire thing. I say as a cherry bomb goes off on screen. Anyways, this is still one of my favorite levels though. On 5-6, I was forced to mix up my strategy. Instead of placing my glooms in the 5th or 6th column, I had to place them in the 7th so I could deal with catapult zombies. Normally I would place them in the 8th, but I'm pretty sure in the mobile version of this game, catapult zombies can squash plants on the 8th tile, so I had to adjust for that. 5-7 actually took a couple attempts, as playing this level without Umbrella Leaf is rough, but I beat it 3rd time we played it, so it's not too bad. 5-8 was actually a pretty tough level, but I managed to beat it first try. You see, I only got 3 Gargantuar spawns in the entire level, which isn't too bad, as Gloomshroom does a great job at taking them down to half health, while Doomshroom does the rest of the cleanup. They still pose a very large threat to Glooms though, just because of how tanky they are. Now the moment you've all been waiting for, the one and only 5-9. This level actually didn't take me as long as I thought it would. Attempt 1, I got completely cooked by how many bucket heads there were. I swear, there were so many in early game, it was just impossible for me to keep a defense. Attempt 2, it was Jax that did me in. Words cannot describe how much I hate Jack the Bug Zombie. In attempt 3, I actually won, but let me tell you, the amount of Gargantuars in this level is ridiculous. I counted 7. That's right, 7 Gargantuars in one attempt. 5 of which were just in the final flag alone. The amount of clutching Doomshroom does is crazy, because by the end of the level, my defense was completely ravaged. Luckily, he managed to take care of the last Gargantuar, and Gloomshroom managed to clean up the rest of the zombies. And with that, the challenge was officially over. I know you all wanted to see me fight Zomboss with Ice Shroom only, but trust me, I don't have the patience for that. So, is it possible to beat Plants vs. Zombies New Game Plus without plants? Yeah, it's actually pretty possible. Now for the death and reset statistics. Out of the 50 levels, I only died on 8 of them. Those being 3-1, 3-3, 3-4, 4-4, 4-5, 4-9, 5-7, and 5-9. And if I were to rank every world by difficulty, here would be the order. Number 5, Night. This world is an extremely easy snooze fest. Number 4, Day. Still pretty easy, but actually made me think, unlike Night. Number 3, Fog. Would be lower if Balloon Zombie didn't exist. First world to have any deaths. Number 2, Roof. Very stressful in the later levels and has some annoying zombies to deal with. Number 1, Pool. 3-4 alone makes this world a complete nightmare, let alone how stressful 3-7 and 3-9 also are. Basically any level with Snorkel Zombie just sucks. So that's just about everything from me. If you'd like to see more PvZ content, make sure to like and subscribe and stuff. That's about it. I'm out.